tour around the garden in late April 2017. This is the lawn we put in last summer with emerging gardens in the corner and the grass sorting itself out. Then the poppies behind that should be a wave of alliums coming through, and up through the 2 and then 3 trees. The right hand 2 are apple trees and the left hand one is a pear tree. First one had decent blossom on it. I'll walk up through the raised bed area and then start going through each of the beds to show you what we're up to. So this is the far end of the small front garden, where at some point in there is going to be a greenhouse, and at the moment we've just been clearing this area to try and get it level. As you can see, despite the fact it's April, the cracked ground shows you how dry it is. Then we have the chickens in the chicken run. They'll be moved and we'll try and extend them. There's 5 of them in there. They're all a bit grumpy. They'd love to come out this morning, but I'm not letting them out yet. And so if I look back down the garden, we've then got the 6 raised beds. If I start with raised bed 1, which is beans. So the row you can see all green. They were starting the polytunnel with a couple of sunflowers at the far end, and I think that's an aubergine down there. And then we've planted, every time you can see a lolly stick, planted beans to go up the canes. That's bed 1. Bed 2, we started last autumn, most of it. It's pretty much solidly onions and beans. We've got some problem with the rust. It's rust, it might not be rust. Some sort of black and brown spots on the bean leaves. You can probably see them in there. Not quite sure what they are. If you have any idea, please leave in the comments below. The rest are onions. We thought we had garlic in there, but clearly not. And we've put a couple of aubergines in the middle. We're almost certain we're going to have to move them for a couple of reasons, but one of the ones is they'll be far too big. Bed 3 is the brassica cage. So the bed we put in is the sort of ones we just put in this spring, but then I spent just over the Easter break, I spent a day putting together the cage. That'll be netted up. I'll just show you how these work. So these then lift in and out. I do like these handles. So they'll be netted up this week. So bed 4, we've got courgettes, different types of courgettes. I've no idea what they are, and that's just the old bunny run resting there. I'm going to get rid of that this afternoon. Because I've been moving stuff around, here's some spare willow canes we had last spring. Put them into pots, thinking nothing will come of them, but actually we've got quite a good strike rate off those. We've got to work out what to do with them. We're probably going to build a living hedge somewhere, mainly to keep the chickens out. This bed, which is bed 5, I've got a piece of, I have a feeling it's thyme in that bunch down there. Somewhere down there past the nettle. And then sunflowers. The sunflowers came out of the polytunnel, and we thought there's not enough room in there, but we'll start them out here, even though they're quite small. They shouldn't screen out any of the beds, as roughly the direction I'm looking now is roughly north towards the apple tree. And then bed 6 is the second bean bed, again with all the sticks in. Where we planted beans. If I turn round and now start looking at the apple trees, and the apple trees are fantastic. Superb blossom here. I did prune this one last autumn, not sure if that's the right time. And then we've got this type here, which I should remember. This is called a Katy, K-A-T-Y. To the left, that quarter of the garden, little corner there, that's going to be a pond. We've got the pond but not put it in. In fact, it's sitting over here in one of the raised bed areas. So the pond will be going in the next weekend or 2. And then this side is really need to recondition. Level it off. We're going to put a couple of beds in there for squashes and maybe potatoes, mainly because we've got too many squashes and too many potatoes. That needs levelling off and those beds you can see at the far end by the chicken run. Put those in so they'll work for this summer. Permanently we like to put nice grass in along that side, but it's taking a little bit of time to work out what to do moving all the soil around. Until next time, goodbye from sunny Cornwall. I hope you enjoyed the raised bed tour for April 2017. Please subscribe, click notifications on and leave comments below. It will be great to get feedback. Thank you.